Alrighty, what is going on, everyone? We are back. Didn't make a prediction video for UFC Baku, but honestly, not that good of a card. And yeah, I think it'll be kind of forgettable, so I don't think people are going to care about that much at the end of the day. But the big news that everyone is going to be talking about probably for the rest of this month. Jon Jones is retired now. And it really pisses me off because I wanted to see this piece of shit lose, honestly. Called in, Dana White announced it at the UFC post-fight press conference. Tom Aspinall is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world now. I'm happy, but at the same time, I really wish, imagine the hype for this fight, man. The hype for this fight, if it got announced and it was official, I mean, the hype would be off the charts. I mean, the potential of it was being talked about consistently. It was one of the most popular subjects of MMA during the time. Tom Aspinall, is he going to fight Jon Jones? Jon Jones finally going to do it. Well, now we know. Jon Jones is a scared little bitch. And he couldn't fathom the idea of possibly losing to Tom Aspinall. He couldn't fathom it, and that's why he's running, because he knows he's gonna have a big losing chance against Tom Aspinall, someone who's bigger than him, younger than him, and faster than him, which typically doesn't happen too often with the opponents of Jon Jones he's fighting. He's typically at a physical advantage over them, either with reach, length, height. He's typically younger, he's typically faster than a lot of his opponents, and I'll do a deep dive into his career and talk about why he's not that much of a GOAT. Sure, his light heavyweight record, it's really great. It's the best of all time. There's no other light heavyweights like his heavyweight record, though. He's not the best heavyweight of all time. I know he got that longest active reigning heavyweight champion. That shit don't count. That shit do not count. All right, that still goes to Stipe. Stipe at least fought multiple times during this. Okay, you fought twice. Fought twice against a Ciryl Gane, who I think everyone universally agrees Ciryl Gane shit the bed, or he was paid off money or something. That was a flop. That was not Ciryl Gane, man. And that was not real fight. Like, that was just child's play, honestly. And people are going, like, it's because Jon Jones is that good. That was all Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane flopping and not knowing how to fucking fight hands. It's like one of the easiest fucking things to do. One of the first things you do in fucking grappling at all is find out where his hands are and attack the hands. But Ciryl Gane just forgot how to do that, I guess. He just tapped instantly. And then Stipe, way out of his prime, 42 years old, hadn't fought in 3 years, coming off a KO loss of Francis Ngannou, which Jon Jones avoided too for at least 3 years. Not only did he avoid Stipe, he avoided Jan Blachowicz. Right after Jan Blachowicz, I believe he knocked out Corey Anderson or someone else. I think maybe it was Luke Rockhold, maybe. He's like, come on, Jon Jones, let's go. I'm the new era of light heavyweights. And Jon Jones wanted nothing to do with that. Wanted no kind of knockout power to deal with. And he doesn't want to deal with knockout power at heavyweight either. That's why he's not fighting Tom Aspinall. He doesn't want to get knocked out and lose. And that's what being afraid to lose is one of the most bitchest things you can do as a human being. I'm afraid to lose. I'm afraid to... You do it anyways. And you put your heart out there and you show, I'm not afraid. I'm going to try to do my best no matter what. And if I lose, I lose. Then may the better man win that night. That's what real honor is. Okay, this is like some fake, like, I'm the best and, I feel like I deserve this and this. You deserve shit. You deserve shit, Jon Jones. You had fucking one of the most controversial careers ever in MMA and boxing. Jesus Christ. And on top of him retiring yesterday, some more news came out just right in the nick of time. But I guess some news outlets saw that he's retiring. Was like, oh boy, we have something to tell you guys as well. Jon Jones is facing misdemeanor charge of leaving the scene of an accident in February Kind of funny. Police investigating a crash came across a woman in the front passenger seat. One of the cars exhibiting signs of significant intoxication and lacking clothing from the waist down. So I'm guessing she had no pants or underwear on. Maybe Jon Jones was doing the deed and abandoned her as soon as he saw cops, which is also really hilarious. I mean, not the situation, but the fact that Jon Jones would do that again after doing so many other, leaving the scenes and stuff like that. The woman reportedly said Jon Jones was the driver, but fled the scene on foot. When a police officer then talked to Jones and said allusions to violence were made. Like, this dude is such a prick. Even when getting arrested, I think everyone's seen the body cam footage of him in Vegas going like, and now you're arresting me because I'm black? Yeah. Just completely drunk and freaking the fuck out and smashing his head against the police car. That's a lot of people's scope, by the way. That's a lot of people's scope. And I want to move on to what DC said as well. By not stepping that act on, he quit. He didn't want to fight Tom Aspinall. That's 100% true. He quit. He saw the challenge and said, no, I'm not doing that. He was given the opportunity and said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not. That's called quitting. That's called quitting, turning it down whenever the fuck he quit. And you got idiots like this. Sinza. Jones beats Aspinall, and then what? Everyone will say, oh, but he hasn't beaten so-and-so. The bro's resume speaks for itself. His body of work proves he can pick his fights or retire. The GOAT. DC has achieved some good stuff in MMA, but jokes continue to live rent-free in his life for the rest of his life. Okay, doesn't any of these Jon Jones fans put themselves in DC shoes at all? Like, this Jon Jones completely ruined DC's fucking career, bro. They completely changed so many opportunities for DC because of Jon Jones. Wouldn't you be a little bit fucking salty? It's like fucking Bret Hart. Still fucking salty over Goldberg for fucking ruining his neck. Yeah, that's my fucking neck, bro. I can't fucking move the same. Same thing with fucking DC and Jones, bro. Fucking Jon Jones head kicks DC on fucking roids, and it doesn't count. Like, sure, he gets the belt back, whatever. Good for DC, but he delegitimized fucking DC by taking these roids, okay, and fucking up those fights. Like, oh, he continues to live rent-free in his life. His life was fighting, okay? That was his life. Now that he's retired, yes, he continues to talk about fighting. He's a commentator. He's going to talk about his past career because his career was really significant and really big. So these comments were, he continues to live rent-free in his head for the rest of his life. It's like, yeah, Jon Jones was this huge, significant part of his life that Jon Jones fucked Daniel Cormier with constantly. Not only that, he was just a piece of shit every interaction with him. He was never respectful. I think over the phone, maybe he's like, hey, DC, just hope you're doing good type shit. Like, Jon Jones is an absolute piece of shit human being, and you have fans like this going, he has the right to retire or choose as he wants. He's the GOAT. It's hilarious. I mean, yeah, saying DC is salty. And then this dude says, the guy who sobbed in the ring after realizing you weren't even in the same universe as Jones. Watch the first fight of DC versus Jones. DC puts it on Jon Jones, knocks his mouth guard out, okay? Really competitive fight for the first fight. And then the second fight, DC was putting on Jones for that head kick. Jon Jones ever land that head kick, you're looking at a much more competitive fight. And then you got fucking idiots. Honey Badge, don't give a shit. Let's see. Fucking, I have a small circle, use better to have 4 quarters and 100 pennies. Pressure is a privilege. Fucking gay ass shit. Of course, you fucking have some cringe ass shit in your fucking bio. That's some shit fucking, what's his face would fucking do. Jon Jones would fucking do. But yeah, going back to this post, I mean, like, yeah, he just prolonged his fucking retirement. Didn't want to fight didn't want to fight Tom Aspinall. He's a quitter. He's a loser. All right, and he's not the GOAT, at least in my opinion. Sure, a lot of people are gonna say by the numbers and by this and that. He beat an old, Rampage Jackson. All right, Rampage was past his prime by the time he fought him. Shogun Rua got beaten by Forrest Griffin. Okay, before Jon Jones beat him, so Shogun Rua wasn't this all-time marauder, conqueror, and killer of the light heavyweight division. Got beat by Forrest Griffin just the year before. All right, and Jon Jones had all the athletic ability over these guys: taller, bigger, longer reach, used dirty techniques, having his fingers out poked. Probably, ended up eye poking Rampage Jackson like 3 or 4 times. Ref did nothing about it. He's, kneed Anthony Smith to the ground. Should have guys taken away for that. I mean, just one of the most controversial careers. Sure, you can say he won every fight, but at the same time, for me personally, and this is going to differ from each person to person, kind of based on who you want to consider the best. You can say he was the best at doing MMA, but at the same time, he's not the best human being and not the best role model, or, someone you'd want your kid to be like. I want you to be like Jon Jones. You don't want any kid to be like Jon Jones. That's a fucking scary, dangerous being to be around. If you want someone to have the same mindset, the same, personality traits as Jon Jones, he's just like a Jon Jones. No, you don't want that. Nobody wants another Jon Jones, especially one that's going to run and not take dangerous fights and only fight people who are, either physically around the same or slightly disadvantaged than him. And, just a little bit of a long rant about Jon Jones. I mean, about 11 minutes in, I have a lot more to say, but honestly, I think a lot of people are going to end up agreeing on this retirement here. It's absolute bullshit. Absolute. So fucking stupid that he would do this, honestly. I dreamed about seeing Tom Aspinall hit him with like a 1-2 and just dropping him dead, and Jon Jones just flat out on his back, kind of, crucified, arms both out style, just fucking flat out. That's what I wanted to see from Jon Jones. I won't be able to see that now unless, the retirement is all kind of just a thing to keep him in the headlines for a little bit, and then he's going to announce, I'm not retiring. Watch Tom Aspinall lose somehow. Maybe Tom Aspinall loses his next fight, and then Jon Jones all of a sudden, oh yeah, I'm going to be fighting again. He's probably going to do some boxing thing or some other combat sports thing. I can't imagine he's going to be completely done with fighting. Because if he's done fighting, I mean, you can expect the crime to turn up a lot for Jon Jones. Expect a lot of shenanigans from Jon Jones in his retirement, probably hitting another person and fleeing the scene. So, yeah, that's my video on this. Hope you guys enjoyed. Quick recap of UFC Baku. There's a couple good fights, but Jamal Hill didn't win, which I wanted him to win. Khalil Roundtree did his thing. He was knocking down Jamal Hill, but at the same time, it was also one of those, kind of one-sided fights where it's a little bit like, come on, Jamal Hill, poking him with the stick, do something. Get him back. Let's make this a war. But it was a lot more one-sided, so it wasn't that much of a fun fight, at least for me. But anyways, have a great day. Made